Man, listen, the story about Shanquella Robinson's murder is personal to me as a Black woman entrepreneur. This is why I set out to collect all the facts available to this case and present them here. Shanquella Robinson was a 25-year-old North Carolinian Black female entrepreneur whose business served kids by braiding their hair. She traveled to Cabo San Lucas Friday, October 28, 2022 to meet up with 5 people who had rented a villa for $1,600 a night. Not all 6 of them arrived on Friday, October 28th, but sometime on Friday evening, a private chef prepared a dinner of tacos and salad, and Shanquella spoke with her mother about this dinner on Friday night. That would be the last time that Shanquella's mother would ever speak to her, because the following afternoon, a one-sided assault occurs by another female against Shanquella inside of her bedroom. Shanquella was nude, and the other woman is dressed in what appears to be pajamas. Shanquella was struck on her head, her neck, her upper torso before the attack stops with her sitting on the floor. This is the woman who allegedly attacked Shanquella, and this is the man who allegedly recorded the fight. His name is Khalil. In the video, we hear him say, "Fight back," and Quella says no. Now, Khalil contacted the family the next day and said that Quella was resting. He also said he would keep the family informed about her condition, which deteriorated so much that they had to call 3 ambulances to the villa, and none of the medics were able to resuscitate Shanquella. Khalil insisted that it was alcohol poisoning, and the other girls in the villa backed him, but the autopsy came back with something completely different. An autopsy found that Shanquella suffered from a spinal injury and a broken neck that nearly severed her head from her spine. There was no evidence of alcohol poisoning. This is why this case probably will be investigated as a homicide and a murder. This young lady died 15 minutes after sustaining her spinal injuries, and her family believed that every single girl in that villa was involved in her murder. This is not confirmed, it is just alleged. And the family also has no confidence in her former best friend, Khalil. The FBI is now involved, and though there are several unanswered questions here, I pray for the victim's family as they attempt to arrest the woman who allegedly assaulted Shanquella and any accomplices involved in her assault and deceitful cover-up of her death. Finding a community of friends who truly love and support you is difficult, especially during a time where social media affiliation can be confused with real connection. Quella owned her own business. We see that she could afford to purchase luxury items, that she could afford to host photo shoots and vacation in Jamaica as well as Mexico. Who knows if her other 20-something friends, she was only 25, were jealous of the success that she shared on social media and probably in her private circles day to day. And even if they didn't know her, there's a certain way that you carry yourself when you're operating within your purpose. Who knows if these other 20-somethings, and some of y'all know what it's like to be in your mid-20s when you know your money might be a little funny, right? You can't rent the $1,600 villa unless you're splitting it 6 ways. Perhaps Quella was the type of person that could afford to rent the entire villa out on her own, but the other 5 friends couldn't do it unless all 6 went in $100 a day. We don't know that. But here's what we do know about these individuals. Here's what we do know about these people. One girl was an aspiring healthcare professional. Aspiring means you ain't got it yet, baby. And Khalil at one point worked at Foot Locker. Not sure if he still works there, but Foot Locker ain't paying the type of money that could rent an entire villa for $1,600 a night. There are 5 individuals that were more concerned with the cover-up of a murder than the communication of the truth. And if there was anyone in that room who cared enough about Shanquella's life to tell the truth so that justice could be served when she could no longer speak for herself, they would have spoke up before social media compelled them to do so. And I applaud social media who could see the truth that her friends denied. Social media is what saved me when a man tried to break into my house with zip ties and gloves for nearly 20 minutes. The police came, they saw the video of the trespassing. I went to the police and attempted to file a police report, and they told me that a crime was not committed and they did not pursue the criminal when they had time to do so. If it wasn't for social media, that individual wouldn't have been caught. He wouldn't have been arrested, and he wouldn't be behind bars right now. Social media was able to identify the person who attempted to break into my house in less than 15 hours. And because nearly 1 million people shared my story, the police had no choice but to arrest him and put him in a position where justice could be served. Sometimes it takes a community one that Quella did not have in that house. And sometimes a stranger will love you harder than a friend.